What's going on, y'all? I finally did it. I'm here. I'm starting it. Uh, See, I'm here at work. I got a lot of time on my hands, so I might as well use work to get this podcast or content creation thing going. My name is Roshan Joseph. Many people know me as Roro, Uncle Ro, Boogie, and a whole bunch of other nicknames that a lot of my friends make up along the way. I'm here. I was a little nervous and hesitant to start only because I didn't want to be just another gas bag or another guy giving opinions online. There's enough of those already. But in conversations with people in Instagram DMs, text messages, Facebook sometimes, I try to be objective as possible whenever I give my little 2 cents. I try to remain emotionless as possible. It's not about what I feel or think necessarily about what is. I'm not always right. I'm not trying to project my opinions or views or beliefs on anybody. This is just, the way the world is now, opinions and content. So I at least want to be objective. Also, I don't know if many people remember this. I wrote on Facebook a few years ago that if I pause a little bit during any of these videos, whether it be now or later, it's because I'm at work. So right now, someone was just brought in. So if I look off camera or pause a little bit, it's because I'm waiting to see what the guy or woman needs from me, or if they're leaving or not. So right now, I was just checking the monitor to see where this person was coming from, but he's all right. So yeah, I think on Facebook a few years ago, I had said that as an Adventist, I'm a proud Adventist. I believe in the Sabbath. I'm not a perfect one. I'm nobody's role model. Please don't look to me an example just yet. I'm not. I got a lot of work to do. I am under construction, hard. So I'm under construction. So pause if applicable. But I am under construction. I'm undergoing a lot of maintenance in my own life and in head. So all right, boss, take it easy. Yeah, I am under construction. So I'm nobody's role model or example yet. I just hope I get to the place where uh when people see me, they see Christ. These people see me, they see God, and it's not my intelligence or my wisdom that I'm solely believing. It's all Him, right? So let me just put that out there. But yeah, a few years ago, I put on Facebook that I wanted something for us as Adventist youth, or just Adventists as a whole. We've had family radio, we got 3ABN, we got the Word Network. We kind of siphon and lean on a lot of other people's denominations to get our kind of content, whether it be Baptist, Sunday, whether it be the music, whether it be movies and things of that nature. And they're great. I don't dismiss them. I think there's room for everybody. But what's for us? Right? Where's our own podcast that's on a type of mainstream type of level? Not that this has to go mainstream. Wherever God takes it, I'm willing to go with it. But where is our family radio? Where is our own net or 3ABN or the Word Network or, movie staples? You know what I mean? Where is that for us? We watch entertainment, we watch sports, we watch a bunch of things. We are part of the world too, and we have views and takes on it, and we should be able to share that without attacking anybody else and being unafraid to share it. So that's what I wanted to start, and hopefully years down the line it can build into something, and hopefully I'm consistent enough with this to make it go somewhere. So, and one more thing I wanted to say to my brothers Josue and Donald, I apologize for just abruptly ending what we had going. I know we had a group chat, it was about 5 of us in the chat, and I wanted to start something similar like this, especially we were similar in age, and I think I was on Twitter at the time, we kind of had a following of just being a couple of dummies on Twitter joking and chopping it up. And came up with the podcast, Precocious Neophytes. That's a very Walt Frazier type title for what we had going on, because we were going to talk things Knicks. And it's not that I didn't want to do it. It was just I didn't want to talk all things Knicks. If we were going to talk sports, let's just talk sports. But more importantly, I was unemployed at the time, and looking for work was hard. And I had a lot of things going on at the time behind the scenes in my personal life, so I never wanted to come on the podcast and project that. Maybe some of it came out. I apologize if it was, but looking for work when we weren't podding was hard, man. It was hard, and it was very frustrating. I was given to run around up and down. I traveled in the cold. I traveled far and wide, and it was hard. And it weighed on me, especially not having funds to do things that you wanted to do. And so I apologize for ending it abruptly. Maybe we could link up again. And another main reason why too is, especially the chemistry that the three of us have and we know each other, it would have been best to do it in person instead of Zoom. I hated talking over you or you talking over me and trying to like pitch in where to speak and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of things. Maybe I was in my own head, but I apologize definitely. And with me not having a car of my own, a vehicle of my own, it would have been damn near impossible to link. Because people who know me know I'm flexible. If this is where the move is going, I'm there. And as long as I can get there, I'm there. Not having a car of my own really hampers me from networking and doing a lot of the things that I want to do and could do, being indoors, being in spaces. It's really hard. So that was part of the frustration too. I wanted us to meet in person. And I know with you two having a car and me not, as long as I was on the outside looking in, it couldn't be the best product it could have been. But it is what it is. So I'm at work doing this. So hopefully, this can take off into something special, because I believe it can. There's a lot of us out there. We got lawyers and doctors and nurses and people who can sing and people who can rap and people who can act and models and people who have a whole bunch of skills that can be beneficial to the world. You know what I mean? And some of the smartest people I know went to Adventist school. I believe in Christian education 1,000%, right? And some of the smartest people that I know came from Christian education. And we got something to bring to the table. It's going to take and require a lot of us to think outside the box. It's going to require us to have uncomfortable conversations, but conversations that have to happen in order for us to really spread the message and to really like make a difference and make an imprint and make a stamp. And so hopefully this sparks the fire to what could be something really special in this content, this media, this chaos that is social media and just entertainment in general. So that's enough for intro. Let's talk basketball. NBA Finals took place 2 days ago. It's Thursday now, so Tuesday night. It's a shame that I don't get to see a lot of the games, especially in its entirety, because I go to work from 11 to 7 at night. And for those of you who've always tried to reach me, if at 4 or 5 o'clock you don't hear from me, I am out. I am asleep and I am not. Even if I just so happen to look over to the phone and see a call or a missed it, I ain't picking up. I'm asleep. I need as much sleep as I can get at work trying to stay up. I would much rather work in the mornings than in the evening. Not that I'm the greatest of morning persons, but my body naturally wakes up. Even whatever job I had, my body naturally wakes up about 5 o'clock maybe. If I'm up at 5, I can be up for the rest of the day. I could go 24 hours if need be. But working at night, my sleep pattern is terrible. But anyway, so yeah, I don't really get to catch a lot of the games in its entirety. But the games that I do catch, I usually catch second quarter on. So I get a good gist of what took place in the game. And y'all know I know ball. So it's not hard for me to catch what's going on. So Bucks Suns won game 1. My prediction, if I had to give one, I believe Suns in 7. I didn't expect Giannis to play. I'm happy that he did, and he played pretty well. And Chris Paul, man, the point guard. Everywhere he's went, that boy been hooping. He's been the best, in my opinion. I had this conversation with Brian. Shout out to you, Bishop. I had this conversation with him when he pulled up on me a few weeks ago. He's been the best point guard in the league since he stepped in to the game. What was that? Maybe 05, 06. Been the best point guard in the league. I know Darren Williams was a competitor, and I know we liked him, but Darren Williams can't hold a candle to that boy, Chris Paul. Darren Williams was turnover prone. He didn't play the defense that Chris Paul did and still does. And Chris Paul just knew how to command and control the game. So I love the addition to him in Phoenix. When I saw the trade, I was like, that's going to be my 2K team. That's my micro. I'm a power forward on the Suns in my career. Ayton, myself, Bridges, Booker, CP, untouchable. But yeah, that Suns team is a very talented team, and if you paid attention to my Instagram or Facebook last year, before the pandemic hit, especially at the start of the season, I said, yo, the Suns, watch out for the Suns. The Suns got talent. Booker was hooping. I can't remember who their point guard was. Bridges, Ayton. I just like that combination of young players. And then Ayton got suspended. I was disappointed. I don't kill him. He's not a bad guy. Things happen. Oh, and a caveat. I'm going to try my best not to curse. I will not be perfect in my attempts. I got a lot of people I love and respect watching this and who's going to want to watch it, maybe put it on in the background and things of that nature. So I'm going to try my best. Every attempt will not be successful. Okay? So I'm just putting that out there. But anyway, yeah, I was disappointed, but he's not a bad guy. Aiden is a solid player right now, and he's earning his respect and position in the league. And they kind of proved it. They went 8-0 in the bubble, so it's not as if to say, it was fraudulent. So that Suns team is talented, and I'm not surprised that they are where they are. I'd be lying if I said I had them in the finals. I had that conference final, the exact conference final that took place. I had that, but I had the Clippers winning, and Kawhi going down hurt. But we'll talk Paul George a little bit later, maybe. But yeah, I had Clippers, but I'm not surprised. I wouldn't have been shocked if even with Kawhi, the Suns won. The Suns are a really good team, and Chris Paul is just elite, man. Elite level point guard playing. Bucks, I have no doubt they'll make an adjustment in terms of what took place in game one, and I know that was a big boost to them, even if he wasn't 100% to the team that he played. I think Bucks probably would have got their ass beat if Giannis didn't play. It's one thing for Middleton and Holiday to do what they did against the Hawks. The Hawks are a legitimate team, but it's not that difficult to beat them if you got the pieces. And Milwaukee matches up well. Now I gotta take a pause because I'm gonna have a little interruption here. Supervisor is printing something, so if you hear that noise in the background, just wait a little while. Just give me a little minute. She's printing something. I don't want to be interrupted. Okay, I guess I'll go a little bit until the door opens. But yeah, I think they would have got beat. The Bucks would have gotten beat if Giannis didn't play. It's one thing for them to beat the Hawks, but to beat a team like the Suns, they're gonna need Giannis. Speaking of the Bucks, we're gonna talk Chris Middleton very briefly because if you read what I said on Facebook and Instagram and in any conversation that I may have had with someone in person, the Chris Middleton that you're seeing right now is the exact Chris Middleton I was asking for. It's not that hard to understand or comprehend. In order for the Bucks to win a championship, he has to step up his level of play. I said that last year. I said that the year before, and he's doing it. That's all I said. That's all I said. I never said Chris Middleton had to be Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Kobe Bryant, but I said Giannis imposes his will on the game in the paint and just by his play. No matter what wall you build, no matter what strategic game plan, he's going to give you 20 plus points, he's going to give you 15 or 12 plus rebounds, he's going to give you 3 plus assists, he's going to give you a block, he's going to give you a steal. You can pencil that in every night. Middleton, as much as his numbers are nice, he's very chill. Alright, hold on. The printer is coming on. We're talking about Chris Middleton. So yeah, we'd talk about Middleton. Yeah, so this is the Middleton I was calling for. He needs to be aggressive. Yeah, he has nice shooting numbers, but he's kind of chill and reserved, and he needs to be aggressive. And this is the Middleton that I wanted to see because he's capable. He got the skills. Now, of course, because we live in the land of extremes now, Kendrick Perkins and Steven Jackson, other stupid idiots on television or on social media. Hold on. This is going to be the trial and error, or I guess like the live in-person thing, because this is annoying. Give me a second. Yeah, this is the Chris Middleton that I always wanted to really see. And I'm happy that we getting to see it. And he's capable. He got a skill set. And you as the max contract guy and all-star guy on the team next to Giannis, you have to step up your level of play. What was so hard about that to understand and comprehend to you people on Facebook or in conversation? I have no idea. It's not hard. When you talk about Chris Middleton, you talk about Middleton. Who's talking about Chris Middleton? Like, what are you saying? He's on the team. I'm only judging what's taking place on the court, who's on the court. These guys didn't have the best record in the East 2 years in a row for no reason. And Giannis ain't just winning MVP for no reason. This guy's a great player. This is a superstar in this league. So when Milwaukee's not getting to where they want to go, it's not all on Giannis. Yeah, he has a flaw. He can't shoot the ball, but he's still aggressive. That's his one flaw. He's like Shaq in that way. Shaq couldn't shoot the ball, but he was dominant. The game is different now, so it's very perimeter oriented. So Giannis kind of dominates inside out, outside in, if you get what I'm trying to say. He plays a lot on the perimeter, but he drives and dominates in the paint, as opposed to Shaq, where he was strictly like run the floor, seal my man, throw it on your head. He was never going to come outside. He'd kick out, but he was never going to come outside and dribble the ball like that. but the application and the impact is very much similar. So, in order for the Bucks to win, Giannis needs his Kobe. He needs his Dwayne Wade. And Middleton has to be that guy. And he's very capable of. But he can have games. Once again, last game I think he had 29, but he didn't go to the free throw line. Like, that's unacceptable. You're second best player and guy who's going to take that many shots in an offense. Who people are calling the best player on the Bucks, which is absurd and unnecessary to do. But he can't have games where he don't shoot free throws. You can't have that. When this is like his 5th or 6th time he's had a playoff game, no free throw attempts, no good. Can't win like that because Giannis is gonna get there minimum 9 times, 8-9 times, even if he misses half of them. So you have to be able to capitalize on the team fouling him to prevent him from really getting into a rhythm. You have to capitalize on the Bucks being in the penalty. Like, once Giannis puts the team in the penalty 3 or 4 times, and every little contact is a foul, you gotta eat. You 50, 40, 90. So every 10 free throws, you're gonna make 9. You gotta take advantage of cheap and free points like that. That's how the game works. That's how you're gonna win. Right? It's about a bucket, right? Alright, so you gotta be able to take the free and cheap ones when you get them. So they ain't gonna give you the easy ones. But I think this series is gonna go 7. I think people are. I saw Skip and Shannon, and Skip is anointing the Suns. This is over, and I'm like, bro, this is the first game. We do this every year, every playoff series. The home team does what it's supposed to do. It's a declaration of the series being over. Then it's 2-2, or maybe 1-1 going back, and it's just like, oh my God, I thought, blah, blah, blah. It's like the home team is going to do what they do. I would have been shocked if Milwaukee won game 1. Especially Chris Paul's first time, and he's the veteran. And Crowder, having been to the finals last year, he can kind of, as much as Chris Paul is the better player, he can kind of tell Phoenix what to prepare for, how it feels like, even if it was the bubble. It's still the NBA Finals. But yeah, I would have been shocked if Phoenix didn't win game 1. So I'm not overly concerned, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks win. I would love Giannis to win the championship so he can shut all of you idiots up. He's not a superstar. He can't be your best player. You can't win without him. Foolishness. And you know it too. If you don't like Giannis, just say that. But to say this man is not a great player and you don't respect his game is just parrot talk that everyone says on they social media pages. And I'm tired. I don't got time for that. And that's why this page hopefully takes off and is important, because I want to be able to have people come to a place where they can get a honest, unbiased, unemotional opinion on virtually everything that's a subject or talking point. So yeah, I think it's going to be a dope series, and I'm looking forward to tonight's game. Wouldn't be shocked if Phoenix wins, but I'll go out on a limb and say Milwaukee ties it. And I think Giannis is going to be better, and I think Jrue Holiday is going to make the difference in this game. And let's talk about Jrue Holiday real quick. I'm a fan of Jrue Holiday. I've been a fan of Jrue Holiday since he was in Philly. Real ones who play 2K, I think 12 or 13, they know that Philly team. Iggy, Lil Will, Evan Turner, Thaddeus Young, Drew Holiday. They had a couple others like versatile pieces. Philly was nice. That was my 2K team. That was one of my 2K teams in Philly. I put in work with them. Drew Holiday's made an all-star team. He's a hell of a defender. He's a solid player. The way y'all have just vaulted Drew Holiday to diminish Giannis is absurd. Drew Holiday is not the second coming of Isaiah Thomas, and y'all trying to put him in that category is just, again, parrot talk. That's what we do here. It's emotion. Drew Holiday is nowhere near top 10 point guards in the league. And this is not going to be one of these pages or sites where I have to kiss the athlete's ass in order to get them on, or I have to kiss the athlete's ass because they want to be told what they want to hear to. It's not happening. All right? You're going to tell the truth about the player whether they like it or not. I'm not trying to be buddy, be their friend or nothing like that. I don't want to burn no bridges, but it's a problem on a lot of sports media outlets where, let's say, former athletes get on and they take a commentary job or an analyst job, and the athletes automatically expect every word that come out of their mouth is going to be a pat on the back or a good word. It's like, I can't do that. If you played bad, if you're doing this, I have to call it. So, as much as I like Drew Holiday, and the players can feel how they feel, this is my opinion. And if you want to value their opinion more because they played, so be it. I will always respect. You should always respect the guy who did it or the woman who did the thing over the person who's just viewing it from the outside, no matter how objective or unbiased or articulate or smart they may sound, or even accurate. Take the woman who did the field that is being spoken about, right? But with that being said, y'all know I know the game of basketball, and these are just my unbiased, objective views. Drew Holiday is not in that category where y'all were trying to vote him because you don't like Giannis. So that's just what it is. But can he be the difference? Okay. Win the championship, got to the finals, I'll be willing to say, okay, maybe Bledsoe isn't like Holiday, but I think Bledsoe got a raw deal in New Orleans. It's hard for him to play with Lonzo Ball when both the players need the ball. You know what I mean? And Bledsoe is not a shooter like Holiday, nor it has turned into the shooter like Lonzo has. And Bledsoe is shorter than Holiday and Lonzo. Lonzo's what, 6'5", 6'6"? At the point guard, so it's hard to put Bledsoe, a 6'1" guy, at the 2 guard. And he's not like an Allen Iverson. You know what I mean? So he got a raw deal. I think Bledsoe's a solid player too. I think he got a raw deal in New Orleans. But if Drew Holiday can lead Milwaukee to a chip at the point guard spot, hey, I'll come on here and say, hey, I was wrong about putting Holiday and Bledsoe in the same category. And I'd want to be wrong. Because, like I said, I rock with Holiday and I rock with Giannis. And I like Middleton. I like the Bucks team. I like how they were constructed. I know the hot button issue is ESPN and Maria Taylor and Rachel Nichols, and I guess I'll throw my hat in the ring. Basically, ESPN ain't been shit for a long time. First curse word, but it's applicable. They ain't been what they were for a long time. They've been on the decline for many years, and you know I've been on their behind about it. They've leaned on the equity of their name instead of being a credible sports source over the years. And they've done a lot of things to repair and then damage their progress or growth. And it hasn't been good. It hasn't been good. And this is outside of just Rachel Nichols and Maria Taylor. I remember when the whole Ray Rice thing happened and Stephen A came on and said something about the women shouldn't hit men first, because I don't know, don't quote me, I don't know if Ray Rice's wife hit Ray first. I don't know. I didn't see the video. I can't remember. That happened years ago. I'm not that invested in it. But I think that was the angle he was trying to come at it with. And it's an uncomfortable conversation to talk about what it needed to be said. But I guess because of the conversation they were having at the time, take the woman's side. No problem. But Michelle Beadle made a whole big stink about it on Twitter and kind of stroked the flames of the fire more than it needed to be. And Stephen A was off air for a couple of days. So it's not as if to say punishment for things said or done haven't taken place, but I've noticed personally a change in Stephen A's content. He's kind of like a caricature of himself now. He's a parody. He's just a yelling, screaming character who's kind of annoying now. But anyway, ESPN has had a history of just like letting go talent. Like Chris Carter used to be on ESPN. I was a big fan of First Take when they were called Pizza. I'm pausing because I don't know if the supervisor's coming to collect what was printed. Yeah, I was a big fan of Cold Pizza when First Take, that was the original name of First Take. It was Cold Pizza, and it was like Good Morning America. And I remember Woody Page and Skip Bayless, they used to have debate shows, but it was like a football drive. It was first down, it was first and 10, second and whatever, third or whatever, fourth or whatever. So that's how they used to have the debate. Now it just became popular to just debate everything, and it's taken off, but it's kind of annoying now because now they'll debate any little stupid thing. I was catching up on Undisputed today, and one of the next topics were LeBron. Do you like LeBron's tweeting support of CP3? I'm like, that's not a topic. That's not a debate. No one gives a rat's behind what LeBron likes on Twitter, but because you ain't got nothing to talk about, you gotta fill time. We're gonna talk because you have to keep him in the news cycle, which you don't have to. We have to talk about what tweets he likes, which is just stupid. There's baseball going on. You're not talking about that. I don't recall them talking about Sha'Carri Richardson. So it's just, I don't even recall them talking about Rachel Nichols, although it makes sense since it's FS1 versus ESPN. But yeah, I mean, it's just dumb. So ESPN has been going down the tube, going down the drain for a long time. I remember Jemele Hill going at it with Trump, if I remember. They had a little quick exchange, and I didn't see much support of her having the right to say what she said. You know what I mean? She's just telling the truth. She has the right on her platform to say what she wants to say, especially if she's reacting to what's going on in the country and then the president is actually gonna reply back. Well, yeah, I'm gonna shoot back too, bro. That's fair game, you know? So, what I'm saying is, I have no doubts that ESPN kind of botched this and handled it poorly. And it's not out of the realm of possibility that it could have been a sympathy job. I guess my pushback or take is, why are we so concerned with Rachel Nichols' side? No one really asked or cared to see what Maria Taylor feels, and she's the most important figure here. And I think she's great. I've watched her college game day. She got personality. She's knowledgeable. What she's saying, like Jalen Rose's daughter said, she played basketball. I think I saw her palm two basketballs like this. That's an impressive feat because I can't do it. So yeah, she's an athlete, and she played the game and she understands. She knows what's going on. She's well articulate, and she's very diverse. She can talk. She can talk college hoops. She can talk NFL hoops. She can talk pro ball, and I think that's great that she got that spot. And I could understand if Rachel Nichols is like, yo, I ain't got no beef for her. I don't want no one taking my job. I'm listening to Joe Budden's podcast today, and it was said that Woj had came out and said or tweeted or made mention of she was a bad teammate. Now we have something going, if that's what it is, and I believe that's a sign of a bad teammate, right? But yeah, that's my take on it. I don't think there were racial intentions or racial. I don't think there were racial intentions or racial tones for what she said. That's just my opinion. I don't think, or let me not say it's racial tones. There could have been some racial tones, but I don't think that's where it was coming from. I just feel like the NBA Finals hosting job is a big job. That's a prominent job. That's a prime time slot, and she didn't want no one to take her spot. And Joe said it's funny when privilege doesn't work for you. Could be that. Disappointed in hearing it because Rachel Nichols has a lot of respect, but you know, it's the game, right? We know it. So that's my take on it. I don't have really much because I think people have beat it, beat the dead horse with this conversation already. So I don't have much to add. I just, I wish that's good for Maria Taylor. I hope she keeps the job. Rachel Nichols, I'm sorry. She's going to be dope at it. And I think that's what you are fearing. And your fear going to have to unfortunately come true because she's going to kill that. You got the jump. If everything that's been reported about you being a bad teammate is true, well, you got the jump. You can let her have that. Or you cannot let her have it and she still take it. Either way, your biggest fear is gonna come true. She's gonna kill that. So that's my stance on that. ESPN hasn't been good. It has not been good. And they have a real bad history of handling things. I was disappointed to see them let Dan Le Batard go people who follow my Instagram know that's my show. It's the only thing I listen to when I watched ESPN. I listened and watched the Dan Le Batard show when I was working at the church. That's what I had on in my headphones. Dan Le Batard Show podcast. The local hour and all 3 hours of the show. It was great. It was great content. It was more than just sports. I didn't always agree with Dan Le Batard. I didn't always agree with the show's stances or takes or whatever, but it was great content. They offered so much other than just the regular parrot sports cathedral narrative that get driven that you have to talk about. I kind of like the script that you have to follow on ESPN, and I wasn't with that. So yeah, ESPN got to do better. And I guess I'll just touch on Sha'Carri Richardson real quick. It's disappointing that she's not going to be allowed to be in the Olympics at all. I think that's foul as well in terms of her marijuana bust, so to speak. She took accountability for it. She knew it. It's not as if to say the Olympics gave her a separate set of rules than everyone else, and she didn't know and it caught her off guard and they're holding it. Like, it is what it is. She got busted for weed. She's 21 years old, right? She's old enough to smoke it. She's old enough to take what comes with it. That's just what it is. You can't let her off the hook because you feel sorry for her. You want to pander to the whatever narrative that's trying to be pushed online. We'll get into that in later episodes about pandering and how things really work. But yeah, she gotta eat that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. Saying let her run. It's like if she had done cocaine, if she had done meth, if she had done heroin, would you have been saying let her run? Right? If she had been caught using steroids, would you have said let her run? Would you have made up a whole bunch of excuses online for a reason? Right? So my condolences to her and her family. Her mother passed, and I know that I can't imagine what that feels like because I don't know what that feels like. So I don't know what my mind state would have been or could have been or would be if something like that happens at 30 years old, let alone 21. So I can only imagine what she was thinking and feeling at the time, having to still pursue this Olympic dream. She got caught. She owned up to it. What's the big deal? I don't see the need to just go back and forth and, quick story. This is going to be a little of an honest type of podcast too, especially using myself as an example. But I was in high school about my freshman year. I was having a real difficult time trying to find myself, right? Learning who I was. I had a lot of older brothers in church. I'm the only child. I disagreed with a lot of things my mom said, how she did things. I didn't have the greatest relationship with my father at the time. And there were just a lot of things that I was trying to figure out. I was maybe 14 at the time, maybe 15. I've always just wanted to be me and be left alone. Just let me be, and I'm smart enough not to go too far deep into whatever BS that I would find myself in. But anyway, yeah, I was 14, 15 years old, freshman year in high school, and I was cutting school. And I got caught. My mom walked in. I thought she had the day off. I thought she was at work. I had to go to class for, I was going to public school at the time. This was before I went to Grader. I was on a public school at the time, and I cut school. And I didn't cut school to go anywhere. I cut school to play PlayStation. As stupid as it sounds, that's why I did it. Cut school to play PlayStation, and I heard the keys turning. Mom walked in. I was busted. All right, that's probably the three. That's definitely up there with three of my most shameful or like ashamed moments in my life. Her walking, it was just like, damn. I couldn't. There's nothing I can say. Like, so yeah, I got caught, and they had this big trip. They had beta going on. I didn't go. I was the only one. Maybe one or other two people didn't go, but for someone like me to not go to beta, who went everywhere and was heavily involved and very active in church things, for me not to go to beta was like, ugh. I didn't go. I had to eat it. I couldn't blame me trying to figure myself out. I couldn't blame my dad not around. I couldn't, you know, hide under these umbrellas that we like to do. I had to eat it. There was nothing I could have done. No one could convince or speak on my behalf. I did something I shouldn't have done. I knew better. I got caught in the act. I gotta eat that. And it's as simple as that. And so that's what it is. Like, you can't let her off the hook because you don't like the consequences or the result of what she did. It is what it is. They're not going to define her as a person. It's not going to hopefully people don't harp on it too long, but she's going to be better from this. She's going to kill when she runs next, and it's not the end of the world, but she got to eat that. So it is what it is, you know what I mean? It's not something that I want to stay on because everyone has been beating the dead horse for so long, but it is what it is. Like, she got to eat that. So hopefully I can do this at work maybe once or twice, definitely once a week, maybe twice a week. Uh, and like I said, hopefully this thing can build. We need our own voice out there, and we have to do something different than what we've been doing before. If you know Corona had their own radio station or radio channel. I think we should have our own podcast. I broached certain conversations before, but I didn't get much steam about it. We'll get into that later. And one more thing, this is not going to be the bashing of any one video or content. I'm not trying to do that or be that angry guy. If I tell the truth, I tell the truth. There may be some emotion involved. I may feel a certain way about a subject and it may come off a certain way. It's not my intent to bash or kill anybody. It's just my view. It's just how I see it, how I feel about it. And hopefully they're always informed. It's important for me to, when I say something, it's as unbiased, fair, reasonable, logical, unemotional as possible, because my name is attached to it. People are going to say Roshan said this, Rose said that, I got this from his page, and I want, when I speak to people or people hear what I have to say, if they, research it or look it up, they can tell, okay, he was right or he got it majority right. He was in the ballpark. I'm not always right. I don't always think I'm right. That's a narrative that goes on. It's lazy. It's just, you gotta call it like you see it. It's like a referee in sport. The ref can't judge intent. Intent doesn't matter. If you fouled the guy, you fouled the guy, even if you didn't mean to. If it's pass interference, it's pass interference, even if you didn't mean to. I have to call, I have to throw the flag. So, how I feel about certain things, or, what I think, yeah, it matters because it is my opinion, but like, I'm only judging it or recalling it based on what took place, not what or how I imagined it in my head to be or how it's supposed to be. That doesn't matter. So I'm gonna always push that and emphasize that in interactions on Instagram, DMs, Facebook, and this in person. Call it like it is. How I see it or how I feel about it is irrelevant. So hopefully this can take off. I know there probably won't be a lot of views about this. Maybe, maybe none. I don't know. Hopefully I'm consistent enough to build a solid audience so we can really like take this thing to the next level. Because I think, like I said, we as Adventists, we are kind of like a forgotten denomination and I guess religion, because so many people think the worst of us, and a lot of it is justified. We got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of work to do. But like I said at the top, I just want when everybody sees me, bumps into me, speaks to me, they don't see Ro, they see God. And that's important to me because I'm as effed up as I am, as flawed as I am, as many mistakes as I've made in my life. I would not be who I am if it wasn't for him. That's just the truth. And I've said it on Facebook and in person plenty times. There are times where I want to shoot the fair one with God. I'm at that place like that right now, a little bit, maybe not as adamantly as I once was a few years ago, but I am definitely wanting to throw hands with God sometimes. It's like some of the things that happen to me or some of the things that happens to us, it's like, what the hell? Can you stop? And you can't explain it and it won't stop. And a lot of times I just, all right, God, let's throw the gloves on and let's fight. With the full intent of him winning. I know he's going to win. I don't stand a chance. I just want him to know, listen, I'm willing to fight you to get what I want, even if you win, because I want you to win. Because if I win, I don't get what I want. And I can't win. But there's going to come a time where God is like, all right, you got it. I don't want that time to come. But I'm definitely willing to throw hands in order to really understand them and learn them better and to struggle. I'm unafraid of the back and forth. I don't fight it, even though I fight it, if you get what I'm saying. But we have a viewpoint and we have a stance on the world, and we got a truth and we have a message to get across, and we should be unafraid to say it, and we should not compromise it or hide it because of popular opinion. You know what I mean? And I'm big on the quote, stand for something even if you're standing by yourself. People who know me know, listen, it could be 100 people saying this. If Ro thinks this, I'm standing on it. You can't move me. I can't be bought. I can't be moved. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to waver. So hopefully that grows. Hopefully you see the evolution of the episodes and the content and of me too, in more ways than one. And I see you when I see you.